And Sean, one thing that is really interesting about you, you were maybe the first UFC fighter to say that you are not going to accept fights against top-ranked opponents unless UFC is paying you more money for it. Since then, there is a trend going on with fighters like Paddy Pimblett and Paulo Costa talking in the same way. Do you feel that you are starting to open people's eyes for this idea?
Yeah, I thought it was common sense. I was saying stuff like that, and people were talking, talking shit and saying stupid stuff, and I'm like, I mean, it seems like common sense. I want to be, I want to, fight the worst dude for the highest amount of money on the highest part of the card, like Chael. That's like word for word what Chael Sonnen says, and I thought, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you? Why would you want to do a harder job for less money? It just makes sense. And then you got guys like Patty coming up, and it's the same thing. He's not, although he does have a good tough fight ahead of him, but it's not a top 10, it's not a top 5 guy. Like people want, up and comers to fight. So at the end of the day, UFC is doing their job. They're going to tell you who to fight, and you know what I mean. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think it just makes sense.
And for this fight against Pedro is a top ranked guy in your division. Did you renegotiate your deal with the UFC? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now it's better than before. That makes sense right now for you, right?
Yep. This is, it makes sense. I'm obviously in my head, I want to make millions and millions. I want to, get paid like these basketball players or whatever. But I'm getting paid fairly, I would say. Going into this fight, I'm happy with UFC. I have a great relationship with them, and I want to go out there and earn my money. I want to earn the paychecks. I want to earn it by putting on beautiful performances and do what I'm, have been doing the last 5 years in the UFC.
And Sean, can you say if are you making more money inside or outside of the octagon now? I'm asking this because we all know that you have your Twitch and YouTube channels. You have more than 2 million followers on Instagram. You know how to make money on internet, right?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely making more money outside the UFC still. And you said I have, the Sugar Merch Company. We're doing big things with the merch, YouTube, Twitch. I'm sponsored by Monster, Sanibel, Dr. Dabber, King Palm. Those are my main sponsors, and yeah, we're making more money outside the UFC right now, but that's going to change soon once I start main eventing some pay-per-views and get my pay-per-view points. That should change, but I'm happy. I'm very happy with the UFC. They give me the platform to be able to make money outside the UFC, so I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Is it a hard task for you to keep your attention on everything that's going on with your life? You are a fighter. You have to be compromised with the training camp and all that stuff, but you also have a lot of things going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just go and look at my last couple performances, I'm on a 5-fight KO streak. You know, Jose Quinones, Eddie, Thomas Almeida, Chris, Raulian Paiva. I'm on a 5-fight KO streak, and been doing the same thing. I always put training first. It's my main priority. I understand that I have to win fights for everything else outside the UFC to succeed. I go out there and lose 3 fights in a row. I ain't selling T-shirts. I'm not, getting subscribers on Twitch. I'm not, I think I could still be fine and be a influencer or whatever. But my main goal is to become a UFC champion and be, one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. So as long as I have that in my mind, I think I'm good to continue doing the stuff that I'm doing outside the UFC. I think it's actually a nice balance and a good break from only fighting, only fighting, only fighting. That would get monotonous or whatever that, and just be, so the things I do outside actually, I think help my career.